So let's talk about gems and soul shields. Now for gems and soul shield farming, you want to do chaos supply chain at stage 1 or stage 2. Now the Soul Boost Plus will give you the true soul shields already, but there are some pieces that you need to perfect. So let me explain. Soul Shield 3, 4, 7, and 8, they have a chance to give you mystic damage, and mystic damage is raw damage. So look at this here. You can see I have mystic on this soul shield. I don't have mystic on this one. I don't have mystic on this one. And I don't have mystic on this. So I'm going to be doing a lot of chaos supply chain runs to get a better soul shield 4, soul shield 7, and soul shield 8 with mystic, because this will give you an increased DPS, okay? But again, you don't have to do this. This is optional. If you're moving pretty fast with the soul shield progression and you're going into battalion, then you can just skip all this. But if you want to fine tune things, then you can do this, okay? So let me show you. Once you click on the soul shield pieces and you select a soul shield, before you open it, you can see all the stats that you can gain from this. So you can see I can get critical, defense, block, evasion, and mystic. Now mystic is the #1 thing you should aim for, and then critical and accuracy, you can aim for those as well. So if you want to perfect your soul shields, you can do this, okay? Now you will be doing a lot of chaos supply chain run, and the reason for this is the gems. Now when you do runs of chaos supply chains, you will get some gem chests, and these gem chests will help you to farm better gems. So let me explain. So you can see here, if you do stage 2, you have a chance to get the pentagonal gem chest and the hexagonal gem chest. So if you go to this here, which is the transmute tab at the bottom of your inventory, go to the gem section, you can see the costs. So let's say you're doing chaos supply chains and you open some chests and you get like 3 of the pentagonal rubies. You can slot them in here and you can pay the cost and get the hexagonal ruby, and this will give you an increase in attack power and some other stats. Now that is for weapon gems. Now for pet gems, every time you do chaos supply chain stage 1 up, you will get a set of PO tokens. These tokens you can use to buy other items from the merchant in Mushin Tower. So every time you run stage 1, you get around 5 of these tokens. Every time you do stage 2, you get an increase on these tokens. So it's like 7 per run on stage 2, I think. So once you have enough of these coins, you can go to this merchant here in Mushin Tower, and you can see you have some other items here. So you have the mystical Moon gem selection chest. So once you have enough of the coins, you can purchase better gems for your weapon. And for the pet gems, once you have 250 of these coins, you can purchase the mystical pet gem selection chest, and you can get one of those pentagonal pet gems, okay? And you put your pet gems on your pet aura, okay? So you go to preview and boom, you slot them in there. Again, I would advise you to do stage 1 as a new player in a 4-man group. Once you get closer to endgame, then you can do multi-runs of stage 2. Now, a thing you need to know about Chaos Supply Chain is this is a spam dungeon. You don't want to take over 3 minutes to do a run. That is gonna take a long time to farm those gems. So you need a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds per run. So tell everyone to hurry up and get to the boss. To open the first door in Chaos Supply Chain, you just need to kill the 4 destroyers on your way to the door. So again, don't waste time in the dungeon. You need to farm those coins ASAP. Okay, and this is something that you can do in your free time. Now for Chaos Supply Chains, you will also get the Grand Po Psyche and the Grand Pirate Psyche, and you use these on your soul shields. So if you go to your soul shields and you click here, the manage equipment, and go to augment, this is where you're going to drop your Grand Psyches, okay? Your Grand Pirate and your Grand Po Psyches, okay? So we're still on soul shields. So let's say you have 2 of the same soul shields. You can increase the stats of your soul shield by using a duplicate piece. So on here you can see I'm in the evolve tab of this soul shield. So if I add this soul shield here, it will transfer over some of these stats. Again, pay the cost and boom. So if you have soul shields that you're not using, you can really increase the stats on these to get the maximum amount of stats. Also note that if the soul shield don't have mystic on it, it will not increase the mystic here. So once you start to do a lot of chaos supply chain runs, you will get soul shields that you're not using and the legendary ones as well. So what you can do is you can salvage these to get some of the chaos emblems, okay? These emblems, you can come to this merchant again and you can purchase some primers. So you can purchase the boss attack power primers, and once you have these, you go to your soul shields and you go to the evolve tab and you equip the primers there, and you will get boss AP on your soul shields. You want all of your soul shield pieces to have boss AP. Now when you start out, the main focus was critical, but as you get more gear, you will have a lot of critical, so then you need to start focusing on boss AP. So now that we're done with soul shields and gems, let's talk about augmentation. So augmentation is the process of adding psyches to your accessories or your items to increase the stats. Now all of these items here you can augment. So you can augment your weapon. So if you go to your weapon and go to augment, you can use your psyches to augment this. If you go to your ring, you will have a augmentation slot available, and this is available on all of your items. See? All of your items here, they do have augmentation slots. So where do you get your psyches from? You get your psyches from Soulboost. So if you watch my Soulboost video, you should know how to use your psyches. So again, you can see I can add my psyches over there and it will increase the stats of these items here. So that is how you're going to get more mystic. That is how you're going to get more AP. So when you start to do endgame content, you will be getting psyches from dungeon drop. So what do you do with them? So you go to your inventory and go to the bottom where it says transmute. Go all the way to the bottom of the page, and you will see some grand psyches. Now when you get psyches from Demon's Bane dungeon, you want to combine them to get a better psyche, and that is called the grand psyche. So let me show you. So this here is the psyche that drops on stage 8 plus of Yeti, I think. You can transfer that into a better grand psyche. So the regular psyche will give you up to 38 attack power max, but when you transfer it into a grand psyche, you'll have up to 75, so it doubles the stat. But keep in mind, you will need multiple of these in order to get the max stat. So if you have like 20 of this will give you enough to get the max stat of the grand psyches, okay? So this is the psyche from Sanguine Abyss, and once you have 20 of them, that will give you enough to get the max stat on your accessories with the grand psyches, okay? This is the psyches from Bloodshed Harbor, okay? And this is the psyche that drops on Frostfire Foundry. Again, once you have 20, you will create enough grand psyches to get full stat on your accessories. Again, psyches are very accessory specific, so this one is for the accessories that you get from Frostfire Foundry, such as the belt, bracelet, and necklace. The one that drops on Sanguine Abyss, this is for your ring, earring, and your glove. So with that being said, let's talk about enchantment effect. So if you have an accessory that exceeds +6, you can use the enchantment effect tab. So let me go to my +8 earring that I currently have equipped. Go to manage equipment. You will see the reset effect tab. Once you go to here, you will see a bunch of different stats and you can roll for the highest ones. Okay, so the one you need here is Mystic. So you need Mystic at the highest amount that you can get. So you can see here, I have 756 Mystic. So I roll. So if you click on here, you will change the stat that you currently have, but because this is a lower Mystic, I will keep what I have, okay? Now, because this is the highest amount of Mystic, wait, I made a mistake there, guys. So you can see I lose my Mystic. Let me roll again. And boom, I got it back. See? So once you have the highest amount of Mystic, you don't have to come back here again until you hit like +16 where you roll for boss AP. So yeah. Now, once you upgrade your accessory, you will increase the mystic on this. So once I get to +9, this will go to like 800 and so. So yeah. Now you have enchantment tab on your weapon as well. So if you go to your weapon, go to manage equipment, you will see the chances there. So again, you want mystic. So if you go to your ring, you do have these. But again, if you don't have a +6 or higher accessory, you will not see the enchantment effect tab. Okay, now you don't want to roll for mystic on your Oculus accessories, just your Stormtide or your Blood Knight. Okay, you don't need to focus on the lower tier accessories, you're just wasting materials. Okay, so how do you get the enchantment material to roll? So you need to go to the merchant again in Motion Tower. So if you want to roll for Blood Knight accessory enchantment effects, you go to the Blood Knight tab. So again, the stone that you're looking for is the Blood Knight Essence. Okay, so you need to trade 10 of the accessory tokens to get a chance to roll. Also, you do have other items that you can roll the enchantment effect for. So if you go to your Mystic badge, you will see it there, and that's the material. Again, you come to this merchant and he has them. Okay, so there it is. This is for the Mystic badge. This is for the amulet. And you have different amulets. So if you go to the Yeti tab, you will see some other items there. So this is for the weapon. You need 10 of the weapon fragments. Okay, so if you go down, you will see the Battalion Glimmerstone Essence. And this is for the Battalion Amulet that drops on Yeti. Okay, so this is how you're going to roll those enchantment effect. This is the essence for your Stormtide accessory. So there it is. If you go to your Yeti accessory, you will see it there. Boom, boom. Again, I don't have the highest mystic here, so I need to roll to get a better one. Once I have the highest, you just skip to the next accessory. Now, a trick I do for this is I try to get mystic on all of my items, and then I go back and look at the ones that I have the lowest and try to increase those. So you don't need to focus on one, just get mystic on everything and just go over and increase the ones with the lowest. It is that simple. So with that being said, let's talk about Gildstones. Now, Gildstones are stones that you equip to your accessory that increase your damage output, it increases your stats, and it gives you other bonus effects in dungeons. Okay, so let me go into details. So if you hover over your accessories, you will see a missing slot. Now, this slot is for your Gildstones. So let me show you. So when you start to do Demon's Bane content, you will be getting some stones from the Wheel of Fate that is located outside the dungeon gateway. You can also purchase these stones from the merchant here. So you can buy them here as well. You can also get them from the Demon's Bane reward tab. So if you go to your Demon's Bane reward tab, you will see that you get them on stage 2 of Frostfire Foundry. You get them on stage 6 of Chaos Avalanche Den, and you get them at stage 2 for Sanguine Abyss. So how do you use these stones? So once you open the chest with them, you select the stone that you need. Now, each stone is very specific to the accessory that you can use it on. So for this one, this is for your bracelet if you read the description, and this one is for your belt. So I have some open already. So let me show you how to roll these, okay? So once you click on your items, you will see the Evolve tab. Now, before you click on Evolve, you will need the fragments. So in order to get the fragments, you need to do Abyssal Throne, Skysong Isle, or Chimera Lab on easy, normal, or hard difficulty. Now you can also get them from salvaging one of these stones. So let me salvage this one, and boom. So from that, I got 2 items. I got the Gildstone Enchantment Stone Fragment, and I got the Gildstone Fragment. So let me show you how to use these, okay? So let's say I'm upgrading this stone right here. I just need the fragments. Once you hit +3, you will need the Gildstone Fragment. So that is where this item comes in. Now you only get this item when you salvage a Gildstone that hasn't been upgraded already. So if you look at this one, you can see if I salvage it, I get 2 of the fragments and one of the Gildstone fragments. If I go to this item here, which is a plus 10 stone, you can see I only get the fragments, but you need the Gildstone fragment in order to upgrade. So you need to salvage those base stage ones, okay? So let me show you how to upgrade and how to select the right stones. So if you go to your Gildstones, right, you're going to come over to add enchantment effect. From this screen, you can see the potential stat you can get. So you can see you get the plus 20% critical damage in Sanguine Abyss, or you can get up to 150% critical damage in Sanguine Abyss. Obviously, the 150 would be the best choice, but when you're upgrading Gildstone, it will take some time. So aim for the best or the second best stat. Sometimes you can go with the third best, and once you get a better Gildstone, then you start to upgrade that, okay? So let me show you. So here I can see 150, 100 is the best. So let me upgrade this and see what happens. So you can see there I got 60%, and this is really low. So if you don't have any Gildstone, just work with this and continue to upgrade. So you can see there the next stat is critical. Now you don't want the HP stat, you want the critical stat for more DPS. So let me roll. So the best here is 360, 300, and 180. So let's see what I get. Boom, I got HP, which is really bad. So let me look at the next upgrade chance. Now you have the base hit rate, you have the lowest, which is 2, and you have the highest, which is 15%. So let me upgrade this and see what happens. Boom. So I got the 7% base hit rate. Now this isn't bad, but it's not good at all. So what do? If you don't have any Gildstone at the moment, you want to use this stone, but you don't want to upgrade it. Just use this until you get a better stone. So if you already have some more Gildstone to roll, then you can just salvage this if you don't want it. So if I salvage this, this will give me back 12 of the Gildstone fragments. So let me salvage this real quick. Boom. I got back some of my fragments. So I'm going to try for a better one. So let me unpack another stone. Boom. And now we can roll again. So now I'm working on the 100, 150 critical damage. So let me roll and see what I get. Boom. I got 40%, and this is really bad. Now you don't need to upgrade this if you already have some backup stones to use. So if you don't want that, then you can just salvage this right away. You don't have to worry upgrading anything. But if you want to see the chances that you're getting, then you can do that as well. So let me just upgrade this to +3. And you can see there I got the 15% base hit rate. Now if you don't have any Gildstone at the moment, use this, but do not upgrade it, okay? So let me open some more boxes. So on this character, I've opened a lot of Gildstones. So I'm going to show you all the different chances that I got. So this is a +3 stone. You can see I got 40% on the critical damage, 15% on the base hit rate, and 360 on the critical. I failed on the crit damage. So this stone is not bad, but if you don't have any Gildstone at the moment to use, you can use this in the meantime until you get a decent one. The main thing you're looking for on these Gildstone is a high crit damage and high base hit rate. So anything in the 7% and up in the base hit rate is decent, and anything from 100 crit damage to 150 is what you're looking for. Again, it is really hard to get the max stat on everything, so yeah, you have to compromise at some point. The best way to get decent Gildstone is just buy it from someone in world chat or faction chat. So if you have like a 100 on the crit damage and 10% on the base hit rate, then you can upgrade it. But this is up to you if you want to do it. If you can farm that much, you don't want to upgrade until you have a decent stone. A decent stone is the second best or the first best. Now, once you go to a +3, then you're going to start to upgrade beyond that. So let me show you. So let's take this for example. So at +3, I'm currently getting 90% critical damage, and this is dungeon specific to Sanguine Abyss. Now once you upgrade this, these stats will increase. So if I upgrade this to +4, I will get 100% crit damage. For the critical went up by 20, I think, and the base hit rate went up by 1%. So you're going to be using a lot of the Gildstone fragments in order to upgrade these. Again, this is very RNG. Now let me show you an example of a plus 10 stone. So this is the one that I'm currently using on my main, and you can see I have 300% critical damage and 30% base hit rate. I got this at max stat on plus 3, so when I got this to plus 3 it was saying 150 crit damage and 15% base hit rate. So I upgraded this, and you can see I'm getting a ton of damage from this insignia alone. So how do you equip this to your items? So this one here is for the bracelet. So if you go to your bracelet, click manage equipment, go to preview, you can drag over the Gildstone. You can socket it to that item. So boom, and now I'm getting all those stats in the Sanguine Abyss dungeon. Now keep in mind of the stats that is very dungeon specific, so the crit damage and the base hit rate is only for Sanguine Abyss. Now you will be getting stats that work outside of the dungeon, and you can see I'm getting 135,000 HP along with the plus HP right there. As long as you don't see Demon's Bane dungeon only, you're good. Okay, so let me show you some examples of other Gildstones. Boom, you open this one, and this is for the Yeti dungeon. Bam. So you can see there, boom, I open this. So this is giving me damage mitigation, and this is for damage reduction. Now you don't have to care too much about this stat if you're good at dodging. If you're dying a lot, then you want to make sure you get eye rolls on this. So 10%, 15% is what you're looking for. So let me enchant this real quick. Boom, I got this at plus 2%, which is not bad, but I want to see what the other stat is giving me. So the next one is crit damage. The best one there is 585 crit damage. So let me enchant this and see what happens. And I got blocked, so that is bad. So far I'm going to salvage this Gildstone because it is not beneficial for me. So the next stat here is piercing, and the best one there is 15%. Let me enchant this and see what happens. And boom, that is at 8%, and this Gildstone is really bad, y'all. This one is really bad. So I'm going to salvage this to get back my fragments, and I'm going to try and roll for something better. So here I have another example of one. So boom, again, damage mitigation. I got this at plus 6%. So that is not bad. Let me try for the next one. I got block again. Ew. So again, enchant. And I got 6% piercing. Now, piercing is how much damage you're going to do through the boss damage reduction. So if the boss has damage reduction, piercing will help you to deal your full damage. Okay, so let me salvage this because this one is awful as well. So for every Demon's Bane dungeon, there's a specific stone that gives you a ton of damage in there. Okay, so let me show you this one here. So this one is from the Yeti dungeon. So this one will give you 150 boss AP at plus 3. It will give you critical, and it will give you base hit rate. Now for the base hit rate, you want this as high as possible, but you want to get those high AP. So I have here 150 AP, and when you hit plus 10 with this, you will get 500 boss AP. So that is a lot of damage in this dungeon. Now let me show you. So you see, once I get this to plus 4, that 150 will turn into 200, that 6% will turn into 7% base hit rate, and the critical will go up. For these stones, you want to make sure that the stones that is giving you that AP, that crit damage, you hit those high numbers on it before you upgrade. That is where you're going to get a ton of damage. Okay, so again, you can see here, you're going to need with the fragments the Gildstone fragments. So how do you get these? You need to salvage these Gildstone at their base stage in order to get those. So let me show you. Boom. See that? So if I salvage this at the base stage, I will get the item to upgrade. So you can see it is now there, and I can try to upgrade this. Boom. And see, I'm now at plus 4, and the next rule will bring me to 250 boss AP. So this is how you're going to get a ton of damage. So let me show you some decent Gildstones that I'm using on my character. So for the ring, I'm currently using the +10 Blood Knight Radiant Gildstone, and this will give me Mystic and it will give me Piercing. So for this, you're looking for that high Mystic roll. So anything in the 125, 225, you need that, okay? Now the damage mitigation, I have this at full. And the piercing, I have this at full. The mystic, I didn't get this at the max, but this one is pretty decent, so I went and upgraded this. So yeah, let me put it back on my ring. If I go to my earring, you can see here I'm getting 300,000 HP, and this is for Frostfire Foundry. So the Gildstone that comes from Frostfire Foundry will give you AP outside of the dungeon. So I opened this chest and I got this, okay? So go to the Evolve tab and you can see there I'm getting a lot of HP. So let me roll and see what I'm getting. Boom, I got the 150k HP. So on my next roll, you can see I'm getting attack power or HP. For this one, you need attack power. So you need that 24 or that 30 attack power, because once you hit +10, that will turn into 100, okay? Or maybe 90 attack power. So you're trying for that max stat. So let me roll and see what I get. I got HP. So instantly I'm gonna delete this stone. So yeah, let me roll and see what else I got. You can see I got +30 attack power, so this is gonna take some time. So for this stone, you want the attack power and you want the boss attack power. So let me salvage this stone because this stone is pretty trash and I want my fragment. So boom, salvage, and I repeat the process. Bam, open another Gildstone chest. So let me roll. Boom, I got HP. I got 70k HP. The next one is AP. So hoping for that 24 or that 30. And I got attack power and I got the 24. Nice. So the next one I'm eyeing here is the 150 boss AP and the 200 boss AP. If you get the 100 boss AP, that is not bad, or the 90, but you need to try again in the future to get the best rolls. So this Gildstone is going to take some time because you're trying for that high AP and you're trying for that high boss AP. So let me try again and see what I get. Boom. So this is a good Gildstone to use for the time being, but you want to try for better stones in the future. So you're going to do those heroic dungeon runs to get more Gildstone boxes and the fragments, okay? So you can proceed to upgrade this. Again, you need to salvage the base Gildstone. So it doesn't have to be this specific one. You can salvage this one as well and it will give you the same stone. So yeah. Now, these stones are very important to endgame, and when I say that, you can get a ton of gold for these stones. Now, a lot of persons will pay high price for these stones if you get them at the max level. So let's say you already have a decent Gildstone that you're using, and you get another decent one, and you don't want it. You can sell it to somebody, and they will pay high price for them. So if you get the highest roll for the HP, and the highest roll for the AP, and the highest roll for the boss AP, you can sell this stone for like 100, 200, 300k, maybe 400, 500, who knows, depending on what the buyer is offering, if you want to go that way. So yeah, you can sell these stones because a lot of persons are frustrated with the RNG process and will just skip all of that and just get the stone at max. So yeah, now you have the option of buying this stone as well. So how do you go about doing that? So let's say you have this stone here and it is decent, but you don't need it, okay? You already have something better and you don't need it. So you can go to this and click the reseal. Once you click reseal, you can see you need to have this sealing charm in order to do so. So you're going to go to your marketplace and you can buy the sealing charm, seal this and sell it to someone on the marketplace, or you can sell it in open world. So you just go in your world chat and you just link the item. So in order to link the item, you just click on it and you click the chat link, which is more. You put that in your chat link and you put want to sell, which is WTS. So WTS means you want to sell something. WTT means you want to trade something. WTB means you want to buy something. Okay, so once you put that in your world chat, a lot of people will see it and then someone will contact you and trade it for gold. So this is a good way to make a ton of gold. Even better, if the dungeon is new and you get a max stat stone, you can sell that for like 500k, 300k, and you can make a ton of gold from this. Okay, so let me show you some other Gildstone I currently have equipped. So you can see here, this is the stone from the Yeti. So I have the piercing and I have the crit damage and I have the damage mitigation. Again, you don't have to pay too much attention to the damage mitigation unless you're dying. So yeah, boom, go to my bracelet. This is the one I'm currently using. You can see I have HP on there, but the base hit rate and the crit damage is really good. So I'm not really too bothered by the HP. Go to my belt. I'm currently using this one with max critical rate and the 750 mystic. The damage mitigation, again, I'm not too concerned with that. For the glove, I'm currently using this one. And I'm getting 500 boss AP, 400 critical, and the 30% base hit rate. So you need these stones to be at plus 10 in order to do a ton of damage in your Demon's Bane content. And this, you will need this to do stage 8 of Chaos Avalanche then, or stage 3 of Frostfire Foundry, or stage 3 of Sanguine Abyss. They help so much with your damage and you need them. Okay? So with that being said, let's talk about the compound tab. So if you go to escape and go to compound, you will see this tab here. Now this is how you're going to get some additional stats on your character. So this is for accessories that you're not using. Now if you watched my soul boost guide, you will understand what to do with the soul boost potential accessories. So here you're going to add the accessories that you're not using. So let's say you no longer want your Oculus accessories and you're now using the Storm Tide. You can now throw those items over here and then you will get some additional stat. But you need to have the etching stones. So let me show you an example of those stones. So this here is a burnish Hangmoon etching stone, and this will help to get you the stat you need. So once you add the items in these boxes, you'll come to these circles here, and this is where you're going to add the different stones. Now the better the stone, the more stat you get from it. So you have 2 pages here to use. So for the first page, you want to have Mystic or crit damage or Mystic and boss AP on those stones. So let me show you some different roles. So you can see I have Mystic and boss AP, Mystic and boss AP, Mystic and boss AP. And you can see here I have Mystic. And you can see here I have Mystic. So you can see with this pink one, I'm getting 676 Mystic. On the legendary ones, or the orange ones, I'm getting 418. So that is the difference with these stones here. You can see the amount of stats you're getting. So yeah. So let me show you some role examples. So for this tab here, I'm focusing mainly on my Mystic. So if I click on this one, okay, I'm going to click apply etching. And this is the old stat that I had before, and this is the new stat. So if I click change, it will change to this, but this is a lower debuff damage, and I don't want that. So I'm going to keep this, okay? And you can see again, this is the new stat. Because I don't want this, I'm going to click keep. Now, because the stat that I'm using is at the legendary tier, I'm going to be looking at this and see the potential. So here you can see I'm only getting the purple ones, but I'm looking for the orange ones. So none of these stones would give me anything better than this here. Now let's look at the other page. So the main thing I'm aiming for here is a lot of debuff damage. Now debuff damage is damage dealt to CC targets. So if the person is stunned, dazed, knockdown, aerial, grab, you're going to be doing a ton of damage once you have a lot of debuff damage. So most of the runes in this page, are the circles, are carrying a lot of debuff damage. So let me show you. You can see debuff damage, debuff damage, debuff damage, debuff damage, debuff damage, debuff damage. So how do you select each of these pages while you're doing a dungeon? So as long as you click on the page, you're currently using that tab. So when I'm using the Mystic tab, this is for my regular runs. But if you're doing like heroic dungeon where you're gonna grab the boss a lot, or you're gonna CC the boss a lot, so for Bloodshed Harbor or Sogan's Lament, You can use the debuff page in Demon's Bane content as long as you have a grab in your party. Now you can test with the Mystic and the debuff page and see which one gives you more DPS, but the two of them are pretty close, okay? So with that being said, let's talk about insignias. So if you go to insignia page or Control K, it will bring up your insignia tab. Now the insignia page is divided into 4 categories. You have the red, the yellow, the blues, and the purple. The red will give you more damage. The purple will give you just about anything. The yellow ones will help you to survive. And the blue one will help you to stack breaker or reduce your CDs or to help you to survive as well. So let me show you my setup for each of the dungeons in the game. Now for this, you can copy paste and make changes as you please. Just read the insignias and just use common sense for the rest. So let me show you. So if I'm doing heroic dungeon and the boss is going to get grabbed, I'm going to be using a lot of the devastation insignias. This will increase your damage. So if you see people dealing like 2 billion bursts, they're using a lot of these devastation insignias. So I'm using a couple of these and power throughs. Now power throughs will help you with your sustained DPS. But again, if you have too much of these on, you will die because this reduces your recovery rate, okay? For the purple ones, I'm using the Twilight. Now the Twilight will help to deal damage on debuff targets. So if the target is grab or stun, knock down, daze, aerial, this will help you to deal a lot of damage. So you need to have this on at all times, okay? Now the blood for blood will give you some damage at the start of the fight and every 15 seconds. But again, this will consume HP, so beware of this. If you're dying a lot, please remove this, okay? Now for this, I just use anything else like benediction or temperance. It doesn't really matter there. So yeah. Now for the yellow ones, I'm using mostly best defense. For the blues, I'm using mostly combat medic. This will help you to survive longer. I'm also using the time breaker. So when you're hitting a target that is under breaker, your cooldowns will be reduced. Okay, so this is my setup for a Shogun's Lament, Bloodshed Harbor, Abyssal Throne. So as you can see, this is my setup for Chaos Avalanche then. So you can see I have a bunch of Fever Pitch equipped and they do give a lot of boss AP. And they do stack. So from each of these stones, I'm getting 576 boss AP. So when you stack each of them up, you will get like 3k plus boss AP during the enhanced heat effect. So if you watch my guide on Yeti and you understand the enhanced heat effect, which is the flame that circles your character, when you have that effect on, you have 3k plus boss AP. Okay, so that is why I have a bunch of them on. If you don't understand the enhanced heat and you don't have the effect, these will not activate. Also, you're going to need the snowball fight. When you do have the enhanced heat on you and you dodge the Yeti Ice Blast, this will reduce your cooldowns. Okay, so this is very important. You also get 112 boss AP from this stone as well. Also, I do have the MAME insignia on, and this will help with your damage on breaker target. So if you look below the boss HP, that bar there is the breaker bar. Certain skills on classes will fill this bar, and once it hits 100%, you will deal a ton of damage. So you use these insignias to help amplify that damage. Also, I have the devastation on, and this will increase your damage on grappled target or grab target. So yeah. So this is my setup for Sanguine Abyss. I have some MAME insignias on because you will have to break the boss after coming out the safe zone. I also have some devastation because you will start with grab. So yeah, I also have the power throughs, and you want to be aware of the power throughs because they do reduce your recovery rate, so keep that in mind. I also have the Guardian Insignia, and the Guardian Insignia will help to retain those orb stacks, okay? Also, if you're doing soul separation, you want to have the courage on. Now, this is something that you will have to mess around with because if you're not doing soul separation, you need to remove this. If you are doing soul separation, you need to equip them. So the insignia page is something that you have to mess around with before every fight, okay? Equip what you need. Now, for the blues and the yellow, just read what it says and just equip what you need from there, okay? For the Frostfire Foundry, I'm using some of the winter insignias, and this insignia will only work in the dungeon. This only works in Frostfire Foundry, guys. So again, This increases your boss AP during the enhanced frost effect, and that is when you do the mechanics correctly and you activate all the fans and then the place becomes frozen. That is where you get that effect, okay? Also, you want to equip the eat block because this will help you to survive longer. So yeah, I have the devastation on as well because you can grab in this dungeon. I just didn't equip a lot. Also, I do have some MAME insignias on because you can break in here as well. Okay, for the blues and the yellows, it's the same concept. So yeah, just use what you need, guys. Also, please note that some classes don't always use the same insignia. So for dual blades with shifting blade spec, you want to use the berserker insignias. They will do some change to this insignia. So yeah, looking forward to that change. Now guys, keep in mind that this is my setup. My setup might not work for you, so you need to change to find that sweet spot. So just test and try some of the insignias, and who knows, you might find something that give you more DPS. At least now you have some base understanding of what's going on. So with that being said, let's talk about the exploration journal, okay? So if you go to escape and go to exploration journal, you'll see this tab here and you get confused. So let me explain this. So when you open your exploration journal, you'll notice that you have 3 different maps. You have the Northern Continent, the Silver Frost Mountains, and the Soul Lock. If you're doing the Northern Continent journal, it is very important that you're in that area. So search here, Northern Continent, and Winds right there. So now that you're in the area, you can start to do the quests. So for each journal, you have 5 different categories. You have the exploration, the destiny, the kills, the story, and the collections. So for the exploration tab, you need to find those area that is in the exploration journal. And you need to look for the blue orbs and you need to interact with them. So let me show you. So boom, I interacted with this orb. So as you can see, I interacted with the orb and it brings up the Oyo River, and you just need to accept it here and then click confirm and you will get the points. So for every quest here, you will get some stats. So you can see 95 critical, 95 crit damage, and HP. So as you can see, there's numerous areas to explore, so you have to go through those areas and interact with the orbs. Now I will put a screenshot on the screen with the binoculars and that will point to the location of every orb. So just trace it on your map. If you can find it, look up or try to go in some high places. It is there, okay? So these areas on the map marked with the binoculars, those are the location of the orbs, okay? Just go and interact with them and you should be good. Now, if you haven't completed them already, you wouldn't have these on your screen, so I will put up mine. So let's go to the next one, and that is Destiny. So while you're going through this area and you're killing mobs, you will get some portrait chests. These portrait chests will contain some cards. And boom, so I just got one of the portrait chests. So when I open it, I will get a card. This card, you should move it over to your art gallery, but in most cases, it will automatically go over there. But if it didn't, just click on it and just click move to art gallery. And those cards will pop up here. So what you need to do is you need to hover over these and you need to click on this. Register a portrait from the gallery. So once you click on the item, register portrait from the gallery, boom, it is there. So if you scroll up, you should see this complete button glowing. Click complete and click confirm. If you don't do this, you will not get the stats. So make sure you click confirm. Once you click confirm, you should see the stats gain over here. Okay. So again, scroll down and look for anything. Register portrait. Boom. Go up. Click confirm. It is that simple, guys. Okay. So let's talk about the other tab in the exploration journal, and that is the story. So the story is basically the quest in that area. So every blue quest on your map should be linked to a story in your exploration tab. So if you hover over those quests, I don't have any now because I completed mine. But once you hover over those quests, you should see the title and you just match the title to the quest. If you accepted the quest and you don't know what to do, you can just click J and look for the quest in your quest journal and just read what it's saying, okay? And you should be good. So once you completed all the blue quests in that area that is linked to your exploration journal, you should be done with your story, okay? So now let's talk about the collections tab in the exploration journal. So all you need to do for this tab is just walk around and collect the items listed there. So you have from stage 1 to stage 10. So here you can see I'm at stage 7. So it requires me to collect 24 of the chests and 24 of the tombstones, and you can find them on the map. So in this area, this is a good place to start to get those chests and those tombstones. So you can see that's all you need to do. And you can see on your chat box 11 out of 24. So you need to keep an eye on that to see how much more you need to collect. Boom. And go back to the quest. So it changed from 10 to 12. All you need to do is just collect the 24 and the 24 of the tombstone, and you will complete this. Once you complete it, you will get a notification at the bottom of your screen. Please collect it. And then it will start to do stage 8, which is the same thing. You're just collecting more chests and more tombstone. Once you completed that, complete the quest, and then you go to stage 8 and you'll just get more items to collect of the same type. So it is that simple, guys. Now, a thing to note with the collection system, any items you find in the northern continent will only contribute to the northern continent exploration journal. Anything you find in the Silver Frost will only contribute to that map exploration journal. Okay? So just walk around and just collect these items. As soon as you get the notification, complete the quest here by clicking this complete button, and then you're done. Move on and you're going to get like a different stage to do, which is basically increase in the amount of item you need to collect, but it's the same item. Okay, make sure you're doing that for everything. So if you don't click complete, you're not going to get the stats. And that is what you want, the stats. Okay, and if you don't click complete, you will not move on to the next level. So now let's talk about the kill section of the exploration journal. So all you need to do is just go to the location and kill the required target. There will also be a certain amount that you need to kill, so make note of that as well. So as you can see in the yellow, it tells you where you need to go. So I need to go to Wellspring Mine. I'm already there, and it says defeat the war chief in the target area. So that is in the white. So if you look in front of me, that is the war chief. So if I kill him, look at my chat box when he's dead. So as you can see, I got the 5 out of 5, and I did get the notification that I completed my quest in my exploration journal. So as you can see, I completed the kill quest, and you need to click complete. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure to click complete, guys. If you don't click complete, you're not gonna get the rewards. So with all of that being said, I've completed all the different tabs in the exploration journal. So once you do most of these, you can go to another map. So if you go to Soul Lock, you start to do the quest in the Soul Lock area. Okay, it is the same concept. So apply everything that you know so far and apply to this. Make sure to click complete, guys, to get your points and your rewards. So boom. Same concept, same thing for the kills, same thing for the story, and it's the same thing for the exploration. Find the blue orbs and complete the quest. I did put up a cheat sheet earlier, so you can go back and take a screenshot of that and find the orbs, okay? Now let's talk about the art gallery. Now to get to the art gallery, you need to click Ctrl M or go to escape and click on the art gallery. Once you enter the art gallery, you will see a bunch of different collections. These collections will need the cards or the art to complete them. So throughout the game, you will be getting some portrait chests. With these portrait chests, you will get some art. So when you open these portrait chests, they will be sent to the art gallery. And if they're not sent to the art gallery, you can just click on them and send them over. So let me show you an example of that. So I open this one, boom. And you can see it's right there, boom. You click move to gallery, boom. It is sent over. Okay, it is that simple. Now for the collections, you just need to have the different art, and you need to have the same quantity that it's asking you to have. So let me show you how to do this. So for this one, you need to have 5 of this art. Once you have 5 of this art, then you can apply it. So when you click on it, you can click register. Once you click register, you come down to the bottom again and click register. So let me show you another example of that. So you can see here, it is asking me to have 5 of these cards, and I already have 5. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click register. Boom. Okay, so this is the last one. So I click register. So once you complete the collection, you will get the attributes here. So that is it. It is that simple, guys. and boom. See that? I got the points. So all you need to do is just collect the portrait chests, open them, and look for any collection that you can complete and just register them. Now, a thing you need to know is that once you register an art for one collection, it will be removed from the others, okay? So again, come here, click register, and boom, I got the points for it. See? It is that simple. So anything here that I can complete, I will complete it. Boom, register, register, register. And boom, I got the points. It is that simple, guys. So you don't have to pay too much attention to this because this is a slow progression system. So as long as you're collecting the portrait chest, this should be easy for you, I guess. So as you can see, the art gallery has different tiers. So the higher the tier, the harder it is to complete. So let me show you how to craft or how to get the better cards. Okay, so if you go to Soullock and you come to this merchant here, he sells the exchange for them. So you can come here and purchase the higher ones, okay? Also, some of these, they do sell on the marketplace. So if you can find them, you can go on the marketplace to get them. Also, I think you need to have the cards in your inventory in order to exchange. So if you want to use this exchange to get your different tiers up, this is how you do it. Go to your art gallery. And you're going to go to gallery, okay? So we're looking for the Old Man Cho. So we're going to type the Old Man Cho. And you're going to right click. When you right click, it sends it to your inventory. And when you go back to this merchant here, you can see I have the materials now to purchase. And you just buy it, okay? Bam. So I'm buying the Awaken cards. And boom. And I send this back to my art gallery. Boom. See? It is that simple, guys. Nothing too hard. Then you can just go back to the collection and just apply it. So that is it for the art gallery. Now it's time to talk about the bounty system. So the bounty system is a system where you need to kill a certain amount of target to get some coins per week. So let me show you. If you go to escape and click on the bounty, which is Shift and H, you'll see your bounty tab. So all you need to do is kill these targets to get the rewards at the side there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different targets. So each of the bounty will give you a description of the target and where to find them. It will also tell you how to spawn them as well, but in some cases it is not clear. So if you look at the rewards, the box there will tell you where to find the target. So let us look at this box. This is saying the Northern Continent portrait chest. So this boss or this mob is located in the Northern Continent. Let's go to the next target. So you can see here, this is a Moon Refuge box. So this target is located in Moon Refuge. Go to this box here. That is the Northern Continent. This box here, Northern Continent. And this box here, the Shiverstone range. Now, it is hard to show you all the different targets for bounty. So if you're not sure where to find a target, just ask in your faction chat or your world chat how to spawn it or where to find it, okay? When you kill the target, you can click claim and collect the rewards. Also, bounty target appears on your map with this icon here. So in front of me, that spider there, that spider is a part of my bounty. So if I kill him, I should get the bounty reward. Now, when you collect your bounty coins, you can buy a lot of items with this, okay? So if you go to Moon Refuge and come to this merchant, you can purchase a lot of these items here. It is really good to buy a bunch of these books with your bounty coins. These books will give you skill points, and these skill points you can add into your skills, okay? So this merchant is located in the Moon Refuge. It is also located in the Northern Continent. So let me show you where. So over here in the Northern Continent and in the Silverfrost, the merchant is located here. Okay? Now it is time to talk about crafting. Now crafting is very important in this game and it can save you a lot of spending. Okay, so right now I'm in Northreach in the Silverfrost Mountains, and right now I'm surrounded by a lot of guild reps. So right now the best ones are the Earthseers, the Soul Warden, the Forge Keepers. Okay, there's other good guilds out there, but these are really good for starters. So let me explain the benefits. Okay, so once you join these guild and you hit max rank, you can craft your Insignia chests. So this will give you the legendary tier of Insignias for cheap. The Earthseers will give you the Resurrection Charms, the Reset Charms, and the Revival Charms, okay? The Forge Keepers will give you the Transformation Stone. So these are really good items to get. So how do you start? So you start by talking to the rep and joining the guild. Once you join the guild, you want to hit max level real quick. So how can you do that? You need to craft a bunch of guild supplies. So every time you craft something in a guild, you will get guild points. Now when you craft the guild supply and you craft a lot of it, you will get like 3k points, and that 3k points will contribute to this bar up here. So if I go to my Soul Warden tab, you can see there I'm still in the process of maxing my Soul Warden. So let me show you how to do that. So how do you craft guild supply? You will need the raw material. So the raw material is normally called the normal wood, the normal metal, or something. So let me show you where to get that item. So if you're doing Demon's Bane content, you should have this chest, and this chest will give you element, the brilliant rare element, and some other normal materials that the guild requires. So before you open this, you need to know which normal material you need for your guild. So let me show you. So this guild is asking for normal wood, so we're gonna collect normal wood from that chest. Boom. Now you don't need to use all of the chests on normal wood. You want to reserve some in case you have something to craft on the other guild. So let me show you. So as you can see, I now have enough normal wood to craft the guild boxes. So as you can see, I now have enough normal wood to craft the guild box. Now you don't want to craft 4, you want to craft the 64 box. The reason for this is you're going to get a lot more guild points. So if I craft 64, I'm going to get 3k guild points. If I craft 4, I'm just going to get 193. Now the difference is the cost. The cost here is 67 of the special wood, but I don't have any special wood. So how do I get it? You go back to your normal wood and you're going to convert the normal wood into special wood. So when you click on it 2 times, you can transfer most of that over into special wood. So now I have enough special wood. So go back to the crafting guild and you can see, boom, I now have the material. You click order and you wait for it to complete. Once you collect the guild supplies, your rank will go up, and you're gonna do this until you hit max level. Now a thing you need to know is that you don't need to be in front of those rep in order to use the crafting guild. You can just click L or go to escape and go to crafting order. Once you go to crafting order, you can manage the different guilds that you're in. Okay, boom, boom. It is that simple. Now, as a new player, I would advise you to join the Earthseers first and craft a bunch of the self-revival charms and the party revival charms. Craft like 500 of each, and then craft like 500 of the cooldown reset, and then leave the guild. So once you craft a lot of the guild boxes, you will eventually reach the max level and you can craft a bunch of items such as the transformation stones. Again, this one explains itself. So again, normal metal, you just open the box and use the normal metal. If you want to craft a lot of items one time, then it's going to ask you for the special metal. So just click on the normal metal and transfer that into special metal. It is that simple. Now you have other guilds out there, so you can check and see if you need anything from those guilds. But that is basically it for the crafting. Okay? So now it is time for the Unity tab. Now the Unity tab is a good way to get some DPS and to get some defense, HP, AP, Mystic, Critical, and all of that. So how do you do this? So while you're doing your quest, you will get reputation points. The reputation points will contribute to your Unity rank. The higher the Unity rank, the more Splendor Stones you can use. So here we have a sterling reputation point, so I'm going to use this, and you'll notice that this here increases. So when this increases to max, you will go up in rank. The higher you are in the rank, you will be able to equip more of these stones. So now let's talk about these Splendor Stones. So these stones on your left, which is the Ascension Stones, you want to make sure they're giving you damage on your main DPS skill. Now you only have a choice of 3, and from the description you can see Carpet Bomb, Scorched Earth, and Machina. The main DPS skill for me there is Machina, so I need to make sure Machina is on all of these skills here. So I'm getting 7% damage increase on my Machina skill and my Awakened Machina, and that is my main damage skill. So this here is a DPS increase. You don't want this on your ultimate skill. So if you have this on your ultimate skill, please get a better one. Okay. Now let's talk about the radiant stones. Okay, now these stones here are really good to get additional stats such as critical, boss AP, HP, defense, regen. Now you don't want to focus on the defensive stats such as regen, HP. You want to focus on the offensive stats such as critical, piercing, boss AP. If you can get a lot of boss AP, that would be good. Okay, but you want to focus on the tier. So you can see here that this is a higher tier such as the Awakened. This right here is a stellar one, and this one here is a mythical one. This one here is a Awakened one. So you have different tier. So you want to make sure that the tier that you're using is the highest ones. Okay, so as you start to collect these stones and use high tier of them, this set effect will go up and you will get a buff. And you can see here the buff triggers 100 attack power plus 370 boss AP for 12 seconds. So yeah, so you want to make sure you get all of these in the mythical tier. So how do you do that? So if you go to the northern continent and you come to this location on the map and you go to this merchant over here, you can see that she sells the Ascension Stone and the Radiant Stone chest. Also, if you're doing Sogan's Lament and you do get these chests here, you want to save them up to 30, and once you get 30 of them, you want to buy this one here, which is the Luminous Radiant Stone chest or the Luminous Ascension Stone chest. So you want to save these items that you get from Sogan's Lament, save them up, and then you want to buy this item here once you have 30 of them, and this will give you the mythical tier ones. Let me show you the ones that you're going to get. So I think you're going to get this one here, the pink ones. So yeah. So that is what you want. You want everything here to be at the highest tier, which is the mythical tier or the awakened tier. Okay. Also, this item here, it comes from Sogan's Lament. You can buy this on the marketplace as well. It doesn't do much, but it's good to have. So you can equip it right here to the side, and that is it. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth with this, but let me show you how to refine these. So you can combine a bunch of the lower tier ones to get a higher tier. So I can combine a bunch of the legendaries to get a chance at a mythical one. But keep in mind that the chance is really low. Also, you cannot refine the Ascension Stones to get another Ascension Stone. Any stone you put in this, you will always get this Radiant Stone, okay? So again, keep that in mind. And boom, you can see I got the mythical one. Okay, so that is all you need to do. But again, it is best to just save this to 30 and then buy it from the merchant, the Luminous Ascension box. So that is it for the Unity tab. Now it's time to talk about some good open world. So right now I'm in Moon Refuge, and this is located in Solok. So once you kill the mobs around the area, you will get Moonlight Buds, and you can exchange them with this merchant here. So you can buy Sacred Vials, Pet Packs, Sterling Crystal, and Stigma Crystal, and you can use this to upgrade your gear. Keep in mind that these are character limits. So if you have more than one ult, you can go on your ult, and you can do the same quest, and you can buy all these items here, okay? So the next place I want to talk about is the Dark World. Once you hit F8, you can go to this area. Now this area is really good to farm XPs and to level up really quick. So this is how you're going to move from HM20 to HM30 to 40 to 50, wherever. So yeah. So first thing first, you want to accept the quest. Once you accept the quest, you want to go down. So in this zone, you are time limited, okay? So you only have a limited amount of time in here. So in order to add more time, you need to use the hourglasses. So let me show you. In my inventory, I have 4 hourglasses. So each hourglass is 1 hour. So let me use this. You can see here that the time increased from 2 to 3. Let me use this again. So now it's saying 4 hours, again, 5 hours, again, 6 hours. So doing this will add more time to your Dark World. So what you need to do is you need to AFK in this zone. So in this zone, you can turn on auto combat and it will do all the DPSing for you, collect your loot and everything. Just make sure you have space to collect items so you're not rejecting any loot. So yeah. every time you kill the mobs, you're gonna gain XP. Now, how can you increase the XP gain from this? Now, that is where the dragon soup comes in. I'm gonna explain that really soon. So there is 2 floors to this zone, and the mobs on the first floor, they have lower HP and they give you less XP. The next zone will give you more XP, but the mobs there are a little bit stronger. So if you're a new player, you want to start with the first floor, and once you start to progress in the game, then you want to start doing the second floor. So how do you enter the second floor? You need to go to that area on the map. So that marked area on the map, this is where you need to go for the second floor. Okay? So in order to increase the XP that you get from that zone, you need to use the dragon soup. Now the dragon soup will increase your XP gain from combat by 100%. Now this one here is the Titan Heart Dragon's Tonic. This one you can stack it up to a couple hours. So this one you can only stack it to 1 hour, but this one you can stack it up to more than an hour. So if I use it now, boom, and I use it again, and I use it again, you can see it goes to 1 hour. And it can go to 2 hours. So that is the difference between that soup and this one. So before you go into Dark Will, you need to stat this up to the amount of time that you're going to stay in there. So if you're going to stay in there for 3 hours, you want to stat this up to 3 hours, just so you have the XP buff active, okay? Now, if you use this one, after the first hour, you will lose the buff. So you need to come back again and refresh it. But with this one, you don't have to do that, okay? Now, a lot of people leave their computer on overnight and farm their XPs. I won't do that. That is why I'm just HM39, sadly. So, yeah. Once you start doing Dark Will, you will start to get some tokens. You exchange your tokens at this merchant again, and you should know this guy by now. So you're going to go down to the last tab, and this will show you the Dark Willed ore. And this is where you can exchange all these items here. So this is how you're going to get the Titan Heart Dragon Tonic, by exchanging the Renowned Dragon Soup along with the Dark Willed Ore. Now there's other items there as well, so if you want to spend it on other items, you can do that as well. You also have the Pet Gem Selection Chest, so if you want gems, this is another place you can get it. So yeah. So it's time for the Relic system, and keep in mind I'm very new to this system, so if I do make any errors, just correct me in the comment section of this video. This system is pretty new to the NA server and I'm still learning. So I won't go too in depth, but I will show you the basics. Okay, so right now I cleaned up my relic board, and for this board I'm focusing on debuff damage. Now the reason why I'm focusing on debuff damage is because my character has a lot already of the mystic stat, so I'm just using this relic for debuff. If you don't have much mystic stat, then you can use this for your mystic. Okay, so think of the relic management as a puzzle, and each of the relics have different shapes. You're trying to fit each of the relic into this perfect square. Now each of the relic pieces, they do come with different attributes. So let me scroll over some of them. So you can see this one is giving you debuff damage and defense. You can see this one here is giving you mystic and block. So the relics come in different tiers. So you have the superior, the heroic, the legendary, and the ancient tier. Now keep in mind, the higher the tier, the more you will get from them, okay? So first thing first, you need to unlock the slots. So how do you unlock the slots? You need to go to the Dragon Express and you need to buy this key here, which is the relic management key. You're limited to 5 per week. So you need to get a lot of these keys and open up all of your relic slots. Once you have all of these slots open, then it's time to add the relics. So for me, I'm focusing on debuff damage. So any piece that has debuff, I will slot that in. But I'm going to be starting with the higher tier ones. So I'm going to start from the legendary ones. So come down here to the legendary ones, and anything with debuff damage, I'm just going to fit it in. Boom, boom, debuff damage, boom. So this is an example of a setup for debuff. Now there is better items out there. You have the Asian tier, but I don't have any of that as yet. But let me show you how to increase the stats of each of these relics, okay? So when you go down to here, you're going to see another tab open up, and that is the extract and the reforge. So when you go to the extract tab, you're going to sacrifice the relics that you're not using to get the reforged stone. The reforged stone is used to enhance the relic that you are using. So this is how you're going to get stronger relic pieces. So let me show you. Okay, so because I don't want any piercing and anything like that, I'm going to throw those over. Boom, boom, and boom. You see? Everything there. Okay. So now I'm going to click extract. Boom, boom, boom. You can see I'm getting all the reforged stones from these items. Once you extract the relic pieces, they cannot be restored. So now that I have a bunch of reforged stone, it is time to enhance the relic that I do need, okay? So now we're going to go over to the reforged section to enhance the relics that we are using. So this is how you're going to get more stats. Drag this over and boom. So right beside the debuff damage, you will see a figure, and right beside the HP, you will see a figure. This is the potential that you can increase the relic by. So you can increase your debuff damage by 61, and you can increase your HP by 917. So you can see right there, the material cost is 7 reforged stone and 70 gold. So let's click reforge and see what happens. Okay, I got 61 more debuff damage on my debuff. So now my total is 122, and it is RNG which that you get the increase on. So let's continue. Reforge. I got 183, reforge. Wow, that is nice. So I'm currently getting plus 244 debuff damage on this relic piece. Continue. Wow, I'm still going up. Let's see. Okay, I got some HP. And I got some more HP. So you have 7 tries on each of your relic pieces. So let's say you got a lot more HP on a relic piece, you can reset your reforge effect and start back over. So because I'm comfortable with the increase, I'm going to keep this one, okay? So when you go over the relic piece, I'm currently getting 305 more debuff damage. So let's do another one. Okay, so with this one, I didn't get much increase on my debuff damage, and I'm not comfortable with this. So I'm going to reset this and see what happens. Boom. Reset. It costs 250 gold to do this. So boom, I reset and I can start back over again. So now I can pray for more debuff damage. So each time you reforge and you get the effect, it is added to the main relic management page. So you can see the debuff damage is going up. So let's continue. Reforge. Boom, I got HP. You can see the HP on the other side go up. Boom, I got debuff. You can see the debuff is going up on the relic management page. So currently I'm sitting at 3070 debuff damage. So let's continue. Okay, now I'm sitting at 3131 debuff damage. So yeah. So this time I'm getting 244 debuff damage. Okay, so this one I'm comfortable with. So let's do another piece. Let's try this piece right here. Okay. So now we have a legendary tier relic piece in the reforge slot, and you can see I'm getting 122 debuff damage per reforge. So I'm hoping for a lot of that, okay? So let's reforge and see what happens. Okay. Okay. So now I'm out of reforged stone. So you can see how this will be very consuming on your relics. So again, go back to my extract tab. All the relic pieces that you're not using, you're going to throw them over there. So anything without mystic or debuff, you want to throw that in the extract tab. Unless you want a certain attribute, then you can keep that. Okay, so I'm good with this. Extract. So now I have 67 of the reforged stone, okay? So I'm going to burn through all these stones super fast so I can see where that reforged stone is going to be in demand, because I have a lot of relics here and I'm doing like 7 tries on each of them. So let's go back to the reforged section and throw back in my gauntlet. So far the gauntlet is not giving me anything, so I'm going to refresh this or reset this. So boom, I'm going to start back over. Okay, I'm getting HP again. Okay, we're getting debuff. Let's go. Ugh. Okay, we're getting there. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. Okay, so I'm comfortable with this. So, boom. So that is basically it for the relic system. Now, I'm not going to go too much in depth with this system because I'm not used to it as yet, but that is the basic concept of this. Okay, also I want to talk about this item here, the true dragon essence. If you can buy this and you can get like 4 of them, you can process this into a true dragon relic treasure selection jar and you can select the relic of your choice. So here we have the reforged stone fragment pouch and you can get 10 reforged stone from this. So the big question is, where do you farm these relic pieces? So you farm these relic jars from Frostfire Foundry and Sanguine Abyss stage 2 and higher. Obviously, the higher the stage, the better the relic jar you will get. Okay? So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, like, share, and subscribe. And goodbye.